Hey guys, Eddie here from Dilleen Property. Today I want to talk about should you buy a clad house or a timber style structure of house as an investment property. So this is a very common question that I get asked. I have personally bought houses that I own in my investment portfolio that are clad builds or fibro and timber structures. So a lot of investors they get this thing in their head that they only want to buy brick houses because they're less maintenance and all that other kind of stuff. I just wanted to jump on here and share my thoughts, what I've learned over the last 10 years of investing in property. I am 28 years old right now. I have 16 investment properties in my portfolio, and I've been featured on TV a million times and all that kind of stuff as well. So do have the experience. Just wanted to jump on here and tell you a little bit about it. I think that I've found out over the years that there's a lot of people that make up these accusations, and not accusations, but make up things and say, oh, don't buy clad properties because of X, Y, Z, they're more maintenance, they cost more, they're not sturdy, they're gonna fall over, etc., etc., etc. Basically, my thoughts on it, it depends on, as always, what a person wants to achieve with their portfolio. But if you're looking to grow an investment property portfolio and continue expanding, right? I believe it's personally perfectly fine to buy a timber structure or a clad style house, depending if that's your goal, to really continue building a portfolio and getting to 6, 8, 10, maybe 15 investment properties and create that passive income, create that, retirement fund for yourself, and continue expanding. Because from my experience, you have to diversify, and you can't only buy houses. From my experience, you have to buy houses and townhouses and sometimes even units, because in general, houses will always have a lower rental yield. So I'll try to break it down as best as I can. But sometimes you'll find houses that are clad that are amazing deals. They might be below market value. They might have a great rental return. They might have lots of growth potential on the land that they're on, etc., etc. I don't believe a person should rule out clad or timber style structure houses just because they believe there could be more maintenance as opposed to a brick house. So a lot of investors or property investors, or even buyers agents, or people that think they have a lot of experience with buying property, they just judge things and say, give them yes or no answers. Should you buy a timber or clad house? And they would say no because it's too much maintenance. But for me, what I've learned over the years is there is never a yes or no answer. There's very rarely a yes or no answer. It always depends on the situation and the circumstances. If someone was adamant they didn't want to buy a timber clad house because they think that it's going to cost more maintenance as opposed to a brick house, where the timber clad house, you might have to repaint the cladding, reclad the house after the 20 or 30 years, or as an example, and do more maintenance and repaint and all that kind of stuff because it's timber or clad or fibro as opposed to brick. It depends on the situation, because as an example, I've spoken to people like this and I said, all right, you don't want to buy timber or clad structure style house because you believe will be more maintenance. However, would you buy a timber clad house if it was $50,000 below market value? Would that be worth it to you? Would you say no to $50,000 in the hand right now because you believe the long-term costs of holding this property might be more than buying a brick house? So, if you think of things from that point, like, you could not buy a timber clad house as an example, if it's, I just imagine that it's below market value by $50,000 and it's on a great block of land, tenants in there, etc. Or, maybe there was no brick houses at the time that were below market value and you had to pay market value. Would you pay market value for a brick house, or would you buy a timber clad house below market value? So for me, I'd go for the clad house that's $50,000 below market value. And it could have, there's lots of reasons why people sell properties below market value. It could have been that owner, needed to offload it really quickly, or maybe they committed to another purchase, or whatever the case may be. But I'm just trying to say that it always depends on the situation. It always depends on, you know, what that property is going to help you get to the next property. And you know, diversification is key. You're going to buy some, you might, out of a portfolio of 10 properties. I'm not saying I'll buy clad houses, but I'm just saying I personally own 2 properties out of the 16 that are timber structures. So the other ones are all brick, you know, brick, concrete, etc., solid, blah, blah, blah. You know, clad houses are, you know, solid as well. But I'm just saying that, you know, as you grow a portfolio, if you're looking to get 8, 9, 10 properties, you're going to diversify at some stage. You're going to have a townhouse because it has a high yield. You're going to have a unit because it might be a little bit cheaper but have a high yield. You're going to have a house, might have a lower yield but have more land component. So to summarize, there's no right or wrong with buying a timber clad house or timber structure. I believe you've got to do your research, you've got to do your due diligence, and really make sure that, you know, you're buying properties that stick to the key 3 factors of buying below market value, huge upside for growth, and solid rental return within a metro area. So I hope this video helps. It is okay to buy timber structures or clad houses, but it depends on the scenario. Is it worth it? Is it below market value? You know, are you going to diversify and then get a brick house, a townhouse, and all that other kind of stuff? I believe if you've got 10 properties, then, you know, one of those could be a townhouse or a unit. You might have a couple in Sydney and Melbourne and Brisbane, all over the place, but diversification is key. And that's the thing, try not to, you know, judge a book by its cover a lot of the times. So I hope this video helps. I just wanted to share my thoughts, and I had a couple people ask me the question, you know, would you buy timber clad houses? We only want to buy brick for X, Y, Z, and it just depends on the circumstances. But overall, yes, it is okay if it checks out. So hope this video helps. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.